Sometimes a person can be annoying to you because they require a truth that you are unwilling to give them, especially if you are beating around the bush about the fact that somebody doesn't make you happy anymore, or you keep trying to beat around the bush in regards to your own personal truth, and it's leaving another person in confusion. um that's not as healthy as you think it is, even though you're seeking to maybe avoid conflict or maintain your own boundaries. But honestly, I'm getting that whatever the situation is, I think that this person would maybe be hurt by what you tell them, but they care enough, you know to sort of it's sort of like you are withholding information that would be essential for them to actually respect your boundaries. I think that there's something you need more of or less of in some way. But you haven't, I think that you think about it so much, and you may talk about it with other people, or even just, I don't know, journaling about it to where you feel like you've expressed it very clearly to whoever this is, but there's something about they don't know for a fact, and they're confused. And I think you have to be compassionate enough to sort of if this person isn't literally a villain, they're not an abuser or anything like that. I think that everybody is worthy of common courtesy, regardless of any sort of sourness that is developed between the two of you. Because it's not even necessarily that this person has bad intentions or anything. They may just be unable to fulfill your needs in some way. And it's sort of this is the energy of, I don't know, you developing this deep resentment towards somebody because they keep asking you are you okay, are you okay, are you okay, but you never actually tell them the truth about how you're feeling. You're just they're so annoying, they're getting on my nerves. But honestly, if you would just sort of and figure out a way to phrase it. I find that in difficult conversations where you don't want to posit either party as a villain or a victim or whatever, to sort of use an objective example, create a metaphor or an analogy. Obviously, don't make it too lofty to where they're what are you talking about, right? But that can help to the ego to sort of conceptualize things without feeling like it's being attacked. um and that could be more efficient for you and them. But there's something about you may be holding a grudge against somebody that is trying really hard to make amends with you or something like that, or make things right, and you may not have actually articulated it to them that you are genuinely needing space, or more space, distance, or time, or a complete separation or something like that, or an ending of a situation, or I think that in the past maybe so you may be frustrated by the situation because from your perspective you may perceive that you were articulating your needs to this person, but I'm getting that it came across too combative or something like that. Not saying that you were, but this person registered what you were telling them. I'm getting things that became explosive instead of productive, right? And it may require some strategy on your end to figure out how you can articulate certain things in the best way, so that you are not you know you don't if you have enough personal awareness. And I'm gonna say this, the wise do have a responsibility, you know um to those that lack certain knowledge. If you don't mean to harm or punish people for their ignorance, right? Especially if they do have the right intentions, then you have to be able to gain a bird's eye view of how to sort of get your point across without it coming off as a personal attack, especially if that person takes everything that is said to them in that way as a personal attack. And you're oh, why is it my job to do that? Because you're aware of it, you know what I mean? Obviously, if you have zero empathy for this person, you have no care for them at all, you're free to do whatever you want, right? But it's sort of like if you care about them at all, um, and you know you have enough of like I keep on wanting to say like an awareness of the inner workings of your own consciousness, like 'cause some people really struggle with that. Like I'm not getting into that, but some people are trapped in that sort of like they are consumed by the 3D reality that they see and the complications of it in the moment and everything. Um, and if you do have the ability to like take a few steps back and view things objectively, um, then it is kind of a little bit on you to try to like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Hold on. Right? It's sort of like, you know, uh, you know that like how they used to think that the sun revolved around the earth or whatever, like the earth-centric model or whatever, and everybody believed that. You know, and then obviously, um, was it Galileo? Whoever like discovered that it was like we revolve around the sun, and everyone said he was like crazy or whatever. They didn't understand what he was trying to tell them, and like he could have on one side been like, oh, all these people are effing stupid and I don't care to help them. Like, this is frustrating and I give up, whatever. Why bother? They're never going to understand this. I'm just done. Okay? Or on the other side, you can just try to explain and like model things in a way that people can understand from their level. This isn't about lowering yourself to their level, it's about like translating something. So, like, as a channeler, I'm familiar with this because I have to like translate basically like vibrations and like energy into speech, symbols and stuff like that into speech or whatever, but like you have to try to do that thing because you are coming from like a higher level of consciousness and you're dealing with people who like, you know, I think I've said this in a video before, but like, you know how if you like look up a word in the dictionary, like a good dictionary, it'll be like definition number one, definition number two, definition number three. There could be more or whatever, but like you may be operating on definition number three, and then this person may be operating on like the very surface level definition number one. So like if you have an awareness of that, you have to at least try to get your point across to them in a way that they will understand, like for the sake of your own peace, because I'm getting that like this situation may be like flustering you or like irritating you or putting you in a really like, I don't want to say a low vibration, but it's giving you like unnecessary rage almost. And I'm getting that it is just a mere matter of miscommunication, right? It's the sort of thing of like if your cat is like meowing at you and stuff like that, and you're like, I don't understand you. You're not gonna like kick your cat across the room and be like, you're stupid and you won't explain to me what's wrong with you or whatever. You're going to like try your best to figure out and like test things out and like, you know, figure out what they need, you know. Um, I guess it's just like if you have enough control over yourself, you know, you have to attempt to like embody the patience that other people may like lack the capacity to do so, like for your own sake, this isn't like completely selfless. Obviously, it is for your own peace of mind, because I am getting that there will be I wanted to say like immeasurable like benefits from like expressing your point so that your boundaries can be respected a little better or whatever. So I don't know. I hope that helps somebody.